Who's that girl? It's Jen. Okay, I was gonna do a podcast where I talk about the fics I've read, tropes and such, but I didn't really know how to start this. So lately, I've been reading a whole bunch of Star Wars fanfic and falling down this hole. And I think the hardest part is like to find fics where it's like not 100K of exposition, which is really hard because when you read at night, you're like, I don't want exposition. I just want the good stuff, like the good tropey stuff. And you're like, I want wish fulfillment at 2 a.m. So I guess I'll just tell you my journey of what I'm reading. And I also promised a lot of shout outs to my mutuals about how amazing their stories are. So this is what I'm going to try to do. So the latest story I read, I found quite randomly by those like algorithms I try to use when I'm on AO3, which is basically me typing in a whole bunch of search words and hoping for the best. Um, and then, or sorting through fics of one couple and being like, I guess I could get behind that OTP. And then all of a sudden that becomes your OTP. And then you're just like, I guess this is me now, which probably explains a lot about my fics that I wreck and the fic ideas that go through my head. So I stumbled upon this work, and this was after I read quite a lot of Star. I almost said Star Trek, which is horrifying to people who like Star Wars, but I like both of them. So just telling you that I'm not a diehard on either side. They all have their pros and cons. The pro is they're all in space. Um, and they seem to both have an unequal grasp of how sound works. So I started reading How a Robot's Novel Saved the Galaxy, and this is by Ariana Deralte, and I've already like spammed my Tumblr about this and how everyone should read this story. It is a work in progress, but it's been recently updated, so I know there's some people who don't read works in progress, which is unfortunate. There are some really good ones, and also I think when I started writing fic, a lot of mine were just work in progress, and then I never updated them ever again, so I just kind of closed them off. So they're kind of open ended, but also like, that's a story, right? So I completely understand the whole completing a fic or keeping it open. So I know there's a whole discourse on that. Anyway, this story is lovely because it combines so many things that I love. And I know one of the tags is crack treated seriously, but to me, this is like, I think this is what everyone wants when they go into Star Wars is like the Jedi and the Mandalorians actually get along. And the reason they get along is because they're kind of at their core very similar. And so apparently someone, the author's still mysterious in this story, essentially writes like a bestseller novel showing how Mandalorians are are exactly looking like for what they're looking for as a partner are in fact Jedi. They both love kids. They both will raise kids. They both have a very extreme honor code. They both feel things in the universe. Very confident fighters. So like it becomes a bestseller on Mandalore, and then all these Mandalorians are going, ooh, free real estate of trying to woo a Jedi. And the Jedi are all confused, but the Mandalorians are like, hells yeah, I can finally find like the love of my life. Who cares if they are also a space wizard? So the each chapter is divided in is a different, you can read it as a standalone. It does have an overarching story, but sometimes each chapter is just like a Mandalorian finding love. And sometimes it's just like a Jedi being really confused that a Mandalorian is buying them drinks or has asked them to like watch a kid or is helping them babysit. And a lot of them are finding love. And then like there's other scenes where you have Mace and Yoda completely like flipping out because they don't understand why Jedi and Mandalorians are getting along. And that involves them having to read this story. And even the people on Mandalore are also equally as confused. And they're like, it's just like the young Mandalorians that are really into these, like, this romance novel. So it's a lovely story. 100% recommend to read. It is feel good. It made me laugh numerous times. And it like made me want to know more about some of these characters, which you would only see like in a very sliver zone of the Star Wars expanded universe. Like, so it's like these characters that you're like, oh, I wish they would find love, and then they did. And we're halfway through, and we're not even at the point where I'm really looking forward to and this is something I didn't think I'd enjoy reading, but oh, I'm going to butcher this because I don't know how to say it correctly. Uh, Jango Fett and Obi-Wan. It's going to be one of the pairings, and I literally can't wait. I've read some other Fett and Kenobi fics, and they've been actually delightful. And this one, you're getting to see them both grow up. You're getting to see just the soft romance and the wooing of Mandalorians and Jedi. So I 100% recommend reading this. I know if people don't like work in progresses, I completely understand, but some of the chapters are standalone and they're utterly delightful. And please give the author a lot of wonderful comments. Comments are gold, and be supportive and be like, oh my God, this is amazing. I know I've left a whole bunch of Key Smash comments saying, read amazing work. So that's about it. So this is my first attempt at, I guess it's a podcast about fic, but anyway, it's just me going on about how reading fan fiction is enjoyable, and I think everyone should. And aside from that, I could go on a rant about the science in space, which I'm not going to do. So you guys check out that fic. Tell me your headcanons. I'd love it. I'd love talking about fic ideas, headcanons, OTPs. I love it. Come find me at Swing Set in December on Tumblr.